Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lowry at Home. This is episode 64. So excited you are here today. It is a beautiful day outside. I am your host, Naturalist Kirk. Speaking of beautiful weather, I know lots of you, hundreds, probably thousands of people were out in Three Rivers Parks this weekend. I was out in some of our parks, and the parking lots were all jam-packed full of people wanting to get out and social distance out on our trails. So that is awesome. When you're out on those trails, though, you may be seeing some things that you're like, wow, I wish I knew what that was. And one of those things are trees. Now, the trees right now have lost all their leaves. So for a lot of people, it gets to be a tricky time of the year to find out what things are. But Naturalist Lauren has come to the rescue. She's got a program here for you today all about how to tell what trees are in the winter. So take it away, Lauren.
Hey everybody, it's Naturalist Lauren, and today we're talking all about how to identify trees in wintertime. This is one of my favorite activities to do on a winter hike, and just because leaves are down doesn't mean you have to go without knowing the trees that are around you. So today we're going to focus on 3 key features that you can use to identify winter trees. Those features are buds, branches, and bark. The first feature is buds. Trees rely on their leaves to produce energy so they can continue their growth cycle. They need buds to grow their leaves in the springtime to do this. They've learned that if they grow those buds in the fall, that means that they have to use less of their precious energy reserves in the spring to grow new leaves. So, there are buds on trees right now. Some of the main things that you want to be looking for are a terminal bud, which is the bud at the very tip of a branch, a false terminal bud, which looks like it's at the very tip of a branch, but is slightly off to the side. You can even sometimes see the old growth from the branch. Or lateral buds. These are the buds that grow on the sides of the branch all the way up and down. Which leads us to our second feature, branches. Lateral buds and branches both grow in 2 main groups. The first is called opposite branching, where the branches or the buds grow symmetrically, one on either side, the same height. The alternative is alternate branching, where one bud grows, you go up an inch or so, another bud grows, and so on and so forth. A great trick to remember is that there are only so many trees that have opposite branching, and you can use the MADCAP Horse way of remembering. Maples, ashes, dogwoods, caprifoliaceae, like honeysuckle, and horse chestnut. That's it. Branching is also a great way to observe trees that have tall canopies. Sometimes you just can't get up to the buds at the tip of a tree's branches. Something you can get close to is the third category, bark. Tree bark is something you need to get right up close to because from a distance, a lot of tree bark looks the same. But once you get close, you'll notice all sorts of different shapes, colors, and patterns. Some trees have very distinct bark, like a white paper birch, which has white bark that peels like pieces of paper. Other trees might not have such a distinct appearance, but they do have enough of a difference to earn a nickname. For example, black cherry trees have what we call potato chip bark. It's dark and flaky and looks like somebody just threw a bunch of chips at the tree. Another one is the northern red oak. This tree has deep grooves but flat ridges that looks kind of like a groomed ski trail, so we call that ski trail bark. Silver maples are called bacon bark trees because they have these long strips that kind of break off of the sides of the trunk that look like slabs of bacon. Another group that you might look for are the ash trees. A lot of mature ash trees have what we call diamond bark, where you can see diamond shapes in between the ridges of the trees. The more time you spend around winter trees, the greater detail you'll be able to observe. There are some other features that you can look for to help you identify winter trees, but they usually require you to have up-close observations of branch tips. If you'd like to learn more, there are a variety of online tools that you can check out for free, and they're really helpful, so I encourage you to look for them. Tree identification doesn't have to be a mystery. In fact, you can do it any time of year and still have a lot of fun. Hopefully with a couple of these tips and maybe a field guide or two, you'll be able to go outside and identify some of the trees in your area. So good luck, everybody, identifying your trees. Have fun, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Lauren. Using some of her tricks, hopefully you can get outside and find out what some of these trees and things are. If you want a few more resources, I got something special for you. Now, Lauren was gonna do a public program on tree ID, but it had to be canceled because of the pandemic here. So I tell you what, she made up some awesome resources that we have posted right outside the front door of the Nature Center, and you can stop on by and you can actually find out how to get those guides and take them around the Nature Center and find out what those trees are for yourself. So if you're watching today's episode and you're like, this looks like fun, I want to try this out, stop by Lowry. You can get the information right outside our front door on how to do your own winter tree ID. And we're looking forward to having you out there to give it a try. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next Monday. Bye-bye.